Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Connecting Through Stories with New Hampshire Humanities. For those of you that don't know me yet, my name is Mary Nolan, and I'm the Program Manager for our Connections Adult Literacy and Skills program. For lesson plans and detailed activities, please click the link in the description below. For this week's episode, I chose the book All Different Now, Juneteenth, the First Day of Freedom, by Angela Johnson and illustrated by E.B. Lewis. I chose this book because Juneteenth will be celebrated as a state holiday in New Hampshire on June 19th. Just a quick summary on the origins and history of Juneteenth. Although President Lincoln delivered the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863 declaring all slaves freed, and the ratification of the 13th Amendment in January of 1865 made slavery illegal, it wasn't until June 19th, 1865, in Galveston, Texas, that news the Civil War had ended and the last of the slaves were freed, hence marking the celebration of Juneteenth. As always, I've got some questions for you to consider. These questions can be answered either before or after the reading and are meant to help you connect on a more personal level with the story. They're also meant to challenge you about some of the ideas raised. Here they are. Have you ever had a big change in your life? If so, what was different afterwards? How did you feel? What does freedom mean to you? Should Juneteenth be recognized as a national holiday? Why or why not? And finally, should reparations be paid to the descendants of slaves? Why or why not? All Different Now, Juneteenth, the First Day of Freedom, by Angela Johnson and illustrated by E.B. Lewis. A June morning breeze off the port blew the smell of honeysuckle past the fields, across the yard, and into our room to wake us. And nobody knew, as we ate a little, talked a little, and headed to the fields as the sun was rising, that soon it would be all different. Then we worked, and worked, and worked some more under the hot Texas sun. Until word spread from the port to town, through the countryside, and into the fields, that a Union general had read from a balcony that we were all now and forever free, and things would be all different now. I watched as my Aunt Laura sang as she held her baby. Mr. Jake, who some say was 100, cried quietly, and a group of grown people bowed their heads and whispered things to each other I could not hear. My mama held my hand softly and looked beyond, as another breeze blew over and everything fell to a hush. But later, Papa, Mama, the aunts and uncles, and all of my cousins had an afternoon picnic by the water. My baby brother crawled around our blankets as we listened to the sounds of the waves. As more people joined us, we ate as a free people, laughed as free people, and told stories as free people on into the night. What was before would be no more. As we walked back home, the cool of the night soothed our tired feet that padded quietly past the shadowy fields of cotton. And in the morning, the smell of honeysuckle will wake me again beside my sister and brother to a time that will be, for all of us, all different now. I hope you enjoyed learning about Juneteenth, and I would encourage you to check out what your town is doing to commemorate the day. We'd love for you to join the conversation. Please comment below your responses to the questions I posed earlier, or send suggestions for future readings and topics. Finally, if you're able, please consider donating to our Connections program so we can continue this work across the state of New Hampshire. Thank you.